Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show. Good afternoon and good evening to some of you. I am streaming through a new platform. Used to use Restream. Now we're using StreamYard or testing StreamYard out. Yes, this was a new intro. I had fun making it. Hopefully you liked it. We'll see. We'll see what we do with that. But anyways, thank you all for joining this fine Monday morning or afternoon. Apparently, Amit is still sick. That's what chat has been saying. So hopefully he does feel better. But then again, he might come out. He might go stream today. And if not, well, welcome to the Amit refugees. Welcome. Sit on the couch and relax. We have some things to cover. We have CoreWeave raising or borrowing $2 billion. Senior convertible notes could cause dilution. We'll talk about that. Overall, pre-market, we have more green than red. So that's good, right? That's good. And we do have a couple of extra things. That we can talk about. So right now, if we go and have a quick look here at the pre-market action, this is basically it. We have a Marvell that's down 6.45%, CoreWeave down 4%, Nebius 1%, same with Novo, Reddit, Rubrik 1.47%, then the rest not really down that much. BMNR is up another 3.7%. I assume that Ethereum is up more or about the same. We'll have a look at that in a bit. I have Iron that's up 1.2%. Actually filter. So fintech-wise, Robinhood is up 1.6%. I did see that Robinhood is expanding to Indonesia. So congrats to them. I do think that they are yet to launch in Singapore, if I remember correctly. Sezzle is up another 1.6%, New 1.5%, and then the rest is up less than 1%. And yes, even PayPal is still green pre-market. SoFi is still red, 0.5% for now. CoreWeave, yes. CoreWeave did raise. So we'll have a look at that. Still trying to figure out how I manage these these new stream screen setup, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, we have, by the way, for all the new people joining, we talk about everything here. So if you have something to say sports-wise, football, the real football, not the NFL one, you can talk about that in the chat. We can even talk about what has happened. No, nothing crazy has happened, right? Formula One, we can talk about that, talk about everything. And of course, we talk about stocks as well. As for the neoclouds, like I said, CoreWeave is down it was down 6.4% previously, now down less than 4%. Nebius is down a tiny bit. Iron is up 1.2%, White Fiber 1.4% up, Hut 8 up 1.5%, and Cypher is up 1.8%. As for the chip makers, Broadcom is up 2.8%. Broadcom will report later this week. Adobe will report later this week. Oracle as well. Micron is up 2.6%. We've had a positive note on Micron, so we'll go over that. TSM is up almost 2%, same with ASML. Then I have Lam Research, Intel, Clack up 1% or so. The only name that is red is Marvell. They got a downgrade today, so we can go and look at that. As for big tech, Oracle is up 1.7, Netflix is up 0.3%. I still think the acquisition, the move is a good one. Whether or not it will pass remains to be seen. Then we have Amazon that's basically flattish. Same with Microsoft, Google, and the rest here. Yeah, let's see. Let me check what has happened with the crypto names. So if we go and look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is currently up 1.3%, back above $90,000, and ETH is also up 2.65%. So ETH is up 2.65%, BMNR is up 3.8%, so still here back above $3,100 for Ethereum. Then we basically had this come out. So CoreWeave announces proposed $2 billion convertible senior notes offering. So again, are we surprised by these things? Not really. They are going to use that money for, well, one, the usual capped calls, the usual stuff, and two, general corporate purposes, which probably means buying more GPUs, building data centers. Of course, with convertible senior notes is one thing. Convertible senior notes means that it can eventually be converted into shares, which means dilution. And if not, they'll have to pay it cash. That's basically it. Stock is down a little bit. Am I surprised by this? Is it bad? No, not really. Not really. We've seen actually over the last 2 weeks or so, we've seen plenty of companies actually tap into the capital markets, whether it's through debt, dilution, you name it. We've seen a lot of these announcements over the past couple of weeks. And look, a lot of these companies have seen their stock go up by a significant amount this year or over the past couple of months. Some of these companies have done this before, this year as well. And yeah, I would still say that some of these companies will probably continue to do this next year as well, as the company evolves, as they see maybe more demand, as they see that they have to move faster, they need more money, because yes, these types of companies right now are still burning quite a lot of money while trying to grow as fast as possible. And so we see things like this. Not surprised, I'm not mad, I'm not bearish. I own CoreWeave, I own Iron, and I own Nebius. So this is basically it. The market currently is reacting, well, only down 3.8%. I would have thought it would be a bit worse than that. So if we look at CoreWeave, it has had a nice little rebound, but so have quite a lot of other stocks out there. So we did finish last week at $88, which was pretty good close. And now we're basically back here at $85. Pre-market, of course, when the market opens, a lot of things can happen, right? When the market opens, stocks that were green pre-market can turn red or can be even greener. And the same goes for the red names, right? CoreWeave is now down 4%. When the market opens, it's possible that it could be down 5-6%. We'll see. It's usually low volume pre-market and after hours, a lot more volume when the market opens. Then, if we look at we have the FOMC meeting, of course, in exactly, I will tell you, in exactly 2 days, 5 hours and 19 minutes, we are going to have the FOMC meeting. The probability of a rate cut sits now at 89.6%. I believe we're also getting PPI data this week. CPI is going to be for next week, I believe. So we're getting an FOMC meeting before CPI data comes out. Last week we've had PCE, which came in line, which is fine, I guess, as long as it's not really worse than expected. So yeah, I am fully expecting, I think we're all fully expecting a rate cut in December. It's funny where we were a couple of weeks ago, probabilities of a rate cut was around 30% or so, and now we're back closer to 90%. Now the thing is, same as last time that they cut by 25 basis points, they cut, everybody knew that they were cutting, but Powell sounded hawkish, not dovish. Will we see the same thing? Will we hear the same thing this time around? Remains to be seen. I think he will say things like there are some uncertainties, some weakness in the job market, some data that is missing because, well, we basically skipped a month. And so it will be a bit unclear the direction that they want to go. But hey, if they cut, that means probably that they see enough room for them to cut and still see what's going to happen. It gives them the flexibility to maybe cut more in January. Actually, let's have a look at what's expected for January. So for January, right now, seems like we are in a no-cut territory, which again, last time around, well, not last time around, 2-3 weeks or so ago, when December suddenly flipped to 30% probability of a rate cut, the January one spiked, which is exactly what many have said is like, okay, if we're not getting a rate cut in December because of the lack of data, then we're definitely going to get one in January. And now that we're definitely getting one this Wednesday, seems like in January, we are going to stay flat for now. Again, these numbers, of course, will change. These are just probabilities. So we'll see what happens towards the end of January. By then, we would also know who the new Fed chair will be, which will replace Jerome Powell in May of 2026. Just remember that. Let's have a look at a couple of questions, if I can figure this thing out. By the way, if I miss a question, just ask it again. I usually don't use StreamYard, but they had a good promo going on for Cyber Monday, so I was like, okay, why not? Why not? So a question about Micron here. So I own Micron. I think I'm up 160% on that one. It was a very good play for 2020, 2025. I'm happy that a lot of you actually own it as well. Because the fear around Micron were that, oh, it's memory, it's a highly cyclical play, it's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. Right? The usual stuff when talking about something like a Micron. I'm trying to find the note here for a Micron. Maybe it's on this page. But we entered 2025 and we said, look, we look at the business, we look at Micron, we look at what management has been telling us, we look at the growth in HBM, right, high bandwidth memory, which can be found in TPUs and in GPUs. And then we looked at the multiple that Micron was trading at, and we were like, okay, something doesn't make sense here. And so we bought. Of course, we're quite happy with the performance. Now, the question, of course, is the same as this right here from Joel, is how much upside do we think we could see for Micron? It's been pretty much straight up. It has been pretty much straight up. So here we have Bank of America. Let me actually pull this one up. We have Bank of America reiterates a neutral rating and a price target of $250, which was previously $180. So now they are trying to catch up. And usually when I see that, especially when the reason behind it is the reason why we bought it, or I bought it at the start of this year, I'm like, okay, maybe we are near a top. Maybe. Because here, look, the key takeaways. AI upcycle seen as more structural versus the past, PC, smartphone, and NAND. So AI upcycle comes into DRAM category. AI servers may have 2x higher memory dollar content versus traditional enterprise. DRAM content is 3 times higher with even greater gross profit potential. Disciplined CapEx and custom HBM4, HBM4E in the second half of 2026 support pricing stability. Now, point number one is literally my main reason why I bought it. Is Okay, the market hates it because it's, let me actually show you. The market hates it because it's a highly cyclical company. It's not worth it, etc., etc. So this is basically what Micron has done. If we look at 2025, we started the year basically at around $90 or so. Yes, the April crash brought it all the way to $64, $62. And then since then, it's been on a ride, right? Since then, it's up 271, 272% since the drop in April. Insane performance by Micron. Now, of course, when you see this, you're like, okay, maybe we might be overextended, stretched. But throughout, I would say, throughout the last year or so, the company kept on delivering. The company kept on growing. Free cash flow came back. They were growing. Samsung was struggling, and so Micron was taking market share as a whole. Actually, I do have some data for that as well. And it seemed like Micron, even when it went to 150, 160, 170, 200, it seemed like the market was just still sitting on the sidelines with that, not convinced, because all the attention is going to SK Hynix, all the attention is going to Samsung because, well, they are the usual big players. And so if I show you this right here, if I show you that I'm here because Neil isn't Amit, well, I am the white Amit apparently. Well, congratulations, first of all. Second of all, this is basically it. If you look at the market share growth, you can clearly see who's been winning here. Number 3 here, Micron. Market share second quarter 2025, 22%, third quarter 25.7%. Revenue grew 53.2%. Samsung grew 30.4%, and SK Hynix 12.4%, and actually lost some market share quarter over quarter. Now, of course, when we look at the company, we look at the investment, we are not looking at past performances and trying to make sense of, oh, this has happened before, so it will happen again, right? And the same thing goes for when we look at a company that has not performed well in the past. That's the worst argument that I can get every single time. It's like, oh, this company has done nothing for the past 3 years, so it will do nothing in the future. No, that's not how it works. The same for, oh, this company has been performing like crazy over the past 3 years, so it will be performing like crazy over the next 3 years. No. And if you have a crystal ball that tells you that, I'd happily buy it for all the money that I have. But unfortunately, that crystal ball does not exist. So with Micron, going into the next earnings report, which is next Wednesday, me personally, I'm not a buyer here. I might be taking some profits, but then again, should I? What do I have to do with the cash instead? I don't know. Securing profits, again, if you need it, if you need to raise cash, nobody went poor by taking profits. Okay, this is, I know there is a lot of anti-taking profits going on right now, but taking profits means you made money, and we are in the investing game to make money. So I don't really see a problem, especially not when you're probably up triple digits or close to it just this year. So that's the Micron news, or Micron news. Yeah, Micron topic, I would say. Confluent. Yes, Confluent is a company that I have checked over the last couple of months. So apparently there is a report that came out that IBM would buy them for around $11 billion or so. And as you can see, the stock is up around 30% pre-market. Now, why would I look at a company like Confluent? Well, pretty simple. A good friend of mine started working there around a month or so ago. and yeah, that's the only reason why I looked into it. When he said that he got accepted, should have maybe bought shares, but then again, I think this is definitely not the first time that we've seen rumors that a company might or is interested. I think the first one might be here. Another company was interested in buying Confluent, and now this report with IBM is a bit more concrete. $11 billion for the company. I mean, yeah, not bad for look, it wasn't an expensive company. It's a stock that was hit like crazy. There has been some restructuring going on as well, but it was a cheap one, growing, and now might be getting acquired. Insider trading. I mean, it would have been inside. No, it wouldn't have been. Even if I did buy, it wouldn't have been insider trading because he was not yet an official employee. Where is Amit? He is apparently sick. So, but you have white Amit here, so chill on your couch and enjoy. Right now, we have a pre-market that looks pretty decent all in all. The stock that is down the most is Marvell, because with Marvell, unlike a Micron, this time we did have an analyst come out, more specifically actually Benchmark. So Benchmark cut the stock to hold, saying Marvell likely lost AWS Trainium 3 and 4 designs to Allchip, which they see behind the slowdown to 20% XPU growth in 2026, and Amazon revenue leaning on Trainium 2 coupled rather than new wins. So this comes, of course, a week after Marvell reported their quarterly results, and as you can clearly see, the market liked it. Right? As you can see, the market liked it. We went from around $90 to $100 to $103, and now we're back here closing on that tiny gap, I would say. For Marvell, they're also going to acquire Celestial AI for, what was it, $3 billion or something like that. So yeah. That's Marvell. There was always a risk of them losing Trainium. That's also why we have seen the stock previously drop quite a lot. The fears of them losing future designs, very, very specific to Amazon. And now apparently those rumors, reports are coming out yet again. Still no confirmation. This is just an analyst saying one thing. We'll see. We'll see if that is true. But in the meantime, the results from last week, right? The results from last week still have not changed. So they were good last week. They aren't bad today just because an analyst suddenly says that, oh, we believe that they might or might not have lost AWS. Marvell knows if they lost it and if they didn't. And even if they did, their projections for fiscal 27-28 still stand, which were very good. Plus, I believe even the ARR of the company that they're acquiring, Celestial AI, is expected to double from 500 million to $1 billion, I think from fiscal 27 to 28, something like that. So not bad. Not bad, I would say. Broadcom is up. Probably because the market maybe because the market assumes that Broadcom is the winner here. But Broadcom reports later this week. So if you're planning any move with Broadcom, they report later this week. I don't know what the options market are saying, but Broadcom is on Thursday after the market closes. You know who also reports this week? Manchester United. Manchester United also reports this week, Thursday, before the market opens. What will they report? Probably a loss, because that's the only thing they can do, is lose. But yeah, they are also playing later today. They are playing later tonight against... Well, technically, I do expect them to take 3 points later tonight because they are playing Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton are, I think, the first team in the history of Premier League not to have won one single game. And we're this, like, until now. We are basically at the start of December, and Wolves have yet to win one single game. They still sit on just 2 points. 2 points. Pathetic, if you ask me. I'm sorry for the Wolverhampton fans in the chat. If you do exist, you might be as rare as Manchester City fans. What happens with Adobe? What happens with Adobe? Did it move? No, Adobe also reports this week. So if you really want to see something interesting, you check the chart of Salesforce. Salesforce did report last week, good results. Stock has been seeing quite some momentum over the last couple of weeks. And then you look at Adobe, and it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, but Adobe does report on Wednesday after the market closes. So Adobe seemed to have bottomed November 20th or so. If you look at Salesforce, exact same thing. It's the exact same chart. Yeah, welcome to everyone that's new here. Welcome to everyone that's new here. You may be the only Brighton fan here. I know. I do think we have a couple of Brighton fans here. What did Brighton do? I think did they win? Yeah, they won, no? Last minute? I think Brighton won last minute yesterday, or not? No, they didn't. They scored. Yeah, they equalized last minute. Crystal Palace. I know we have Crystal Palace fans in the chat. Crystal Palace did win. Mark Gay, Chelsea boy. And then, of course, Aston Villa. Oh, I don't even support them, but I screamed like crazy when Buendia said good evening to Arsenal fans and to Arsenal. So it was a mixed weekend. Let's say that. Max winning in Abu Dhabi, but not winning the title by 2 points. Chelsea 0-0 against Bournemouth was also not great. But at least Liverpool didn't win. Arsenal lost. So we'll take it. Which means we might be getting a green week. Lando hater? No, not at all. I mean, he won. He's champion. But I think it's a fact that Max has the most wins of the year, most poles, most lap leds, and he's the best driver. But you need the most points to be champion, and Lando did it, so it is what it is. We will get back to it next year. Moving on. We don't really have that much to talk about this morning. Still a lot of talk around the Netflix deal, right? The Netflix Warner Brothers deal. To me, if you ask me, I don't own Netflix. I watch Netflix. Do I pay for it? No, I do not. Still using the same family account. I might or might not be a pirate. I don't know. I rather not say. If I do say, I'm in big trouble. But Netflix, in my opinion, is a good company trading at a good price. You might say, oh, but look at the PE of this company. It is too high. Well, it is growing, bottom line, much faster than a lot of other companies. And free cash flow, in my opinion, here is still the metric to look at. It still is the king of streaming. Whether or not this acquisition will go through, we'll have to wait a year to a year and a half. If it does go through, well, today I think nobody touches Netflix, and if that acquisition does go through, well, literally nobody will ever touch Netflix because they will be so strong. So yeah. And if they offer a good price for a Netflix HBO combo, I'll probably pay for it. Because why not? Do I own Grab? I do not own Grab. I was actually planning on making a video about it later today. I still plan on making a video about it later today because I know many of you, or many people, don't have time to watch the live stream. So we're going to do that later. Now that I remember, I do have to run my usual poll for the day. Will stocks end the day green or red? That's the usual poll that we run here. It's not really very scientific, but what is this? New. Okay, start a poll. We do have more people today than before, so I'll ask the question again. Would you prefer owning a private jet or a boat? Not a fishing boat, probably a yacht. We'll end the day green, red, flat. Voila. Run it. Run the poll. The poll is running. Now there is no neither. I'm giving you the option to get either a private jet or a boat, and you decide to go with neither. Yeah, the more refugees, the better here. The more refugees, the better. I would say that HBO made and makes quite good shows. Paramount to me is excellent, especially Taylor Sheridan. Everything he makes is to me top. Yellowstone, all of the series, Landman is just mwah. I watched the latest episode yesterday. Wow, what a show. Whoever is not watching Landman, watch it tonight. Definitely worth it. And then Apple TV definitely has a lot of quality shows. It's more about quality than quantity for Apple TV. Now, going back to stocks, Grab. Do I own Grab? I do not own Grab. I talked about Grab right here for the first time, which was November 2024. Why did I look at Grab back then? One, I used Grab for the first time, I think over 10 years ago in Thailand, because that was basically the mobility app there. And then last year, suddenly it popped up and I'm like, I remember that app. I didn't know it was a publicly traded company. So I looked into it. I like Southeast Asian markets. I like South American markets, Mercado Libre, dLocal, New Holdings, Southeast Asia, C Limited. I do own Alibaba. Coupang, also from South Korea, good company in my opinion. They did have a little bit of an issue, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. But then Grab, I'm like, okay, cool ecosystem, trying to build a super app. They are available in a lot of, I would say, emerging economies, countries, where GDP is expected to grow and is already growing faster than in Europe and the United States. They are leaders in a lot of these countries. And I'm like, okay, very interesting. So why didn't I buy it? Well, turns out that, it's not new today, but to me it was new back then, that Uber owned around 13% or so of that company. And I was looking at Uber as well late last year because Uber stock went down late last year. What was it? Went down to around here. Because of the fears that autonomous vehicles is going to destroy the business. To me, that was completely ridiculous. And I was like, okay, I had to make a choice. What do I prefer? And I just went with Uber because with Uber, one, I took advantage of this stupid overreaction. And two, if Grab becomes successful, which I think it will, Uber wins because they still have their investment in Grab. Now, going back to what in my opinion is the main problem with Grab is that people assume that a stock that is trading at around $5 or so, literally it's been at $5 every time we talk about it, they assume that this is a 10x in the making, they assume that this is a $1 billion company. But no, ça c'est faux. It is a $20 billion company. Now, if you go back on the channel, you will see, oh, but you made a video that said, is Grab a $100 billion company in the making? Yes, I do think so. It will just take time. It will take time for them to scale up. It will take time for the countries that they operate in to continue to grow and grow and grow. As the countries that Grab operates in and is the leader in, whether it's mobility, finance, delivery, you name it, everything in the super app, these things take time. But if Grab does stay at the top spot in each of those countries, maybe they will acquire Goto. I think they will eventually. But it is already today, and it's been for a while now, a $20 billion company. A $20 billion company, it does take time for it to move. This is also not a company that is growing 300% or so each and every quarter. It is starting to become also more and more profitable. And so I think the expectations of a lot of people were, oh, this is a $5 stock. This is going to be a $20 stock tomorrow. No, you're not going to go from $20 billion to $80 billion just like that in market cap. C'est pas possible. It's not going to happen. This is a new one. Is this the Temu Amit everyone told me about? I am more of an AliExpress guy myself, so please correct yourself. But yeah, maybe Temu, maybe not. Paramount launched, I know about the hostile bid for Warner Brothers. I think that was announced last week as well. This is a good one. I've never met someone with a yacht that doesn't have a jet. That is true. Landman. Sorry, I'm behind here. Just went to look. We have landmen and women in the family down that way. Yeah, Landman from Paramount. Taylor Sheridan. Very good. But yeah, going back to be careful what I say about Grab. No, I am bullish Grab. I've been bullish for over a year. But the expectations were a bit too high in my opinion. But in the meantime, they continue to execute, which is good. They become profitable. Stock doesn't move, which means you can accumulate more shares and grow your position while the company continues to execute. And then eventually it will have its breakout. When will it happen? I don't know, but it does seem that every time it does touches the 200-day moving average, it does rebound. So at least you have that. I will talk more in depth about Grab in a video, and this is not going to be a full-on Grab live stream. Let's see if wait. I know. I thought there was some breaking news that popped up, but no. No, there is some breaking news that popped up. Okay, so you were correct. Forgot who you were in the chat. Thank you for that. So Paramount has launched a $30 per share all-cash tender for, Warner Bros. Discovery. So they value the company at $108.4 billion enterprise value, which is with the debt. The offer runs to January 8, 2026, is backed by new equity and $54 billion in committed debt, and is pitched as a higher value, cleaner regulatory alternative to Netflix $27.7 $75 cash, and stock deal that values the company at $82.7 billion. Okay. Okay. Now this is going to be interesting because okay, I don't know. I don't know, so I'll ask the chat. Since Netflix has already announced that they have an agreement to acquire the company, if Warner Brothers decides not to go with Netflix but to go with Paramount, that means they are breaking up the agreement and they'll have to pay what I can't remember exactly how many billions to Netflix. Am I correct or am I incorrect here? Let me know. Second, what does Netflix do here? Do they increase their bid? Do they match it? What do they do here? Actually, well, right now they don't have to do anything because again, so there is a breakup fee, $2 billion. Okay. Now I think okay, so $2 billion that goes to Netflix, but if Netflix breaks it up, it's 5 point something billion to Warner Bros. Discovery. Oh, interesting stuff here. This is getting even more interesting by the week. Who knew we would get this type of blockbuster stuff? This reminds me of the Gojo acquisition. I forgot the name of the forgot the name of the TV show. What's the name of that TV show? Let's see. Succession. Yeah, thank you. Waystar Royco. Also a very good show. Let's see what happens with Netflix stock. Now we'll see if the market is happy, unhappy. Because the market previously was like, what is this, right? Stock went down. Actually, it went down way more than this at one point. It's closed out Friday down 2.9%. And right now, it's down 0.4% on this announcement. So I think at first the market was like, bad deal. Then maybe turned the sentiment a little bit. And now we'll see. Now we'll see what happens with Netflix. If they, this is getting crazy. This is a crazy amount of money. So $108.4 billion enterprise value, $30 per share, all cash. How much money does Paramount even have? Let's actually, I just want to look at what their stock is doing. Are they? Let's see if we can find something. PSKY. Okay, so this is Paramount. Their stock is, okay, this is the complete opposite. So when Netflix did the acquisition, Netflix stock went down. Paramount was also down on Friday, actually down 9.8%. Now Paramount is back up. So completely flipping of a script here. Netflix acquires Warner Bros. Market might not be that happy with Netflix, but was definitely not happy that Paramount is not going to buy it. Now, Paramount submit a higher price. Stock does react positively, while Netflix stock reacts negatively, but not by much. Not by much. I am curious to look at Paramount's financials, so we'll have a look at that. Didn't Paramount buy Skydance not that long ago? I think so. Man, the Ellisons are buying the whole media thing. It really is like Succession. It really is like Succession. All right, so let's have a look here. Oh yeah, it is Paramount Skydance Corporation. Free cash flow. Huh. So not that great from that point of view. Not that great. By the way, also Netflix would acquire only the quality assets, right, of Warner Bros. Discovery, like HBO and the studios, none of the news channel and all of that bullshit. So makes sense. But I don't understand how they are going to do it. Like Paramount is literally what a 14, $15 billion company right now. doesn't make sense. Like if we go and look at Netflix, of course, $458 billion. If you look at the free cash flow of that company, again, they also don't have the money and everything, but this looks much better than Paramount, I would say. Last 12 months, free cash flow, almost $9 billion, expected to be $12 billion in fiscal 26 and $14.3 billion in fiscal 27. So financially speaking, Netflix can afford this deal. I don't understand how Paramount does it. Plus, yes, I know Netflix, would they turn into a monopoly? I don't think so. Unless you really only look at the popular streaming names. But if you look at the whole TV market, Netflix, even with Paramount, would not be closing in on 50% of the market. YouTube is huge. TV is still decently big, I would say. And then you have all the other players out there. You have Disney, you have Roku, you have Prime, Apple TV, Paramount, and some other stuff out there. So it's crazy. This is some crazy stuff. And I mean, like I said in yesterday's portfolio update with the thoughts on Nebius shorts, are there shorts? Or is there a short report that came out? I don't know. We'll have a look at that maybe later. But like I said yesterday with the whole streaming is killing cinema and blah, blah, blah. First of all, Zootopia, number 2, Zootopia, I think is currently at $900 million or so at the box office. So clearly, kids, at least kids, are still going to the movies. Adults, well, me personally, I'm only going to the cinema these days if there's like really a big movie coming out. Like a Christopher Nolan one or Avatar 2, for example, because, here it is. Zootopia 2 has already passed $900 million worldwide. So, yeah, it seems kids are the audience for a cinema. But adults, if we're being honest, right? If you want to go out to the movies, you are going to spend with drinks, snacks, tickets, you're probably going to spend close to $30, if not more, depending if it's IMAX or whatnot. That is, in some cases, 2 months of Netflix, sometimes 3 months of Netflix. And you can have a movie night with 10 people if you have 10 friends. So you want, first of all, make better movies, people will go watch it in the theaters. That's just a fact. You make better movies, people will go watch it. You make shitty movies with political messages and to fit the message, as the drinker would say, then nobody would watch it because it's a shitty movie Why would I spend $30 to go watch one stupid movie? Doesn't make sense. Netflix allows you to watch 100 movies, 100 TV shows on your couch. Yes, pun intended. For $15 a month. Not only you. You, your family, your friends, your girlfriends, your mistresses, you name it. And so it is normal that people go less to watch a movie outside because it became super expensive. And two, I'm not saying you can have the same experience of watching Interstellar in IMAX or laser or whatever at home. No, there are certain movies, again, that you will go watch and pay the amount of money to go watch, not from your couch, but in IMAX or whatnot. But unfortunately, these days, Hollywood sucks. It's just a fact. The movie sucks. The movies suck. So yeah, I don't get this counter argument against Netflix and the other streaming stuff. It's like if so many people were really against it, then Netflix would not have grown their subscriber base. The data doesn't lie. People enjoy having the choice in the palm of their hands. That's just it. Yes, Netflix does keep on raising the price of the subscription, I know. But they're also expanding the catalog. They're adding more movies, they're adding more TV shows. It's not something that you could be saying for a lot of other services that we pay for. We pay more today than before and we're getting less. So yeah. Going back to the Paramount thing, I don't know. I don't know how this will work out. I don't even know how this tiny company is able to buy or putting an offer of over $100 billion. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So yeah. Well, this is maybe also a good... Amit sent you here. Well, welcome. Welcome to all the Amit refugees. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy we are here. Netflix subscription price prediction, if it does successfully acquire it. Well, they did say that they're still going to keep the HBO brand. They also did say that there are going to be theatrical releases, so I don't know why people are freaking out. It's probably people that can't read or don't want to read and go straight to social media to, the horror, blah, blah, blah. But the price of a combined subscription, right? Because you will still be able to choose, in my opinion, if you just want Netflix or if you just want HBO, although would just be simpler if you just bought Netflix and HBO and you paid less. I don't know how much HBO costs today, but I assume a combined non-ad supported tier, because ad supported is probably going to be cheap, just like the one you can buy today. What? Because in the United States it's different than in Europe. So let's see, Netflix subscription price US. So standard with ads is $8 per month. And $25 for the premium plan. Aha. Or standard no ads, $18 per month. Okay. Standard no ads, $18 per month. Let's see HBO Max. Let's do also standard. Okay, so HBO is also 18. Huh. If they are smart and they really want to convince regulators to pass it all, they do $30 for the combo. And they could because it's two streaming companies. There are a lot of costs that you can just cut because it's now becoming one company. So you can streamline the business. I think they talked about $2-3 billion or so of cost savings at first. So $30 for a combined Netflix HBO combo, I think it makes sense. without tax. Wait, you're telling me what? So this thing in the US always drives me crazy. So you're telling me that if I buy Netflix in the United States, if I come to the US tomorrow again, I subscribe to Netflix for $17.99 per month. I'm then going to, I'm going to be added. The tax is going to be added at the end. This is like the dumbest thing. Like every time I go to the US, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna order a burger or a donut or a coffee. It's like, oh, okay, it's only $3 or whatever. And then it's like, it's $3.47. I'm like, oh, like why can't you include it in just the price like every other country does? It's like, forget about it. Anyhow, this is a very nice picture of Sundar Pichai. I mean, yeah, betting against Google when the guy's name is Pitch AI. Who does that? And yeah, and that isn't even including tips. There was also the crazy, like I was in Miami and LA this year, and okay, both places are quite expensive. I order a coffee and a donut, like a traditional American would do. At the counter, flips the screen, like, I want to check out, tip. And I'm like, what tip? Why would I tip? You just took my order. I am standing here, you're standing there. There's just a counter between us. The only thing you did is ticking cappuccino, glazed, normal donut. I have to pay 15%, 20% extra for that? I was like, no tip. What the heck is this? I mean, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. Of course, I did not tip there. If I'm at a restaurant and there are waitresses or a waiter, it's not sexist here, then fine. But for this, you nuts? What are we going to tip robots in the future? Like, Tesla humanoid robot Optimus comes to you and like, here you go, sir, your coffee, 15% tip. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Crazy. It's crazy. And I'm always reminded by that scene in Reservoir Dogs at the start of the movie. Steve Buscemi that doesn't wanna tip. He's 100% correct. 100% correct. Okay. Ladies and gents, we are going to open the market. For those that are new here, you will notice that I have no cowbell. I don't have a cowbell. I don't have a bell. I will have a gong. So we will open the market Japanese way in the future. But for now, I will use my mouth. I mean, in Europe, you tip, 10%, you tip 5%, they're super happy already. They don't even expect a tip, which is the beauty of this all. Is like, a tip, I would want, if I want to give you something extra, I will give you something extra. If I don't, then I don't. It's simple. It's simple. So, when is this market opening? Now it's open. Ladies and gentlemen, ding, 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 bing, bing, bong, bing, bong. Temu Amit or AliExpress Amit doesn't have a cowbell, so we're doing this the natural way. Markets are open. It's Monday, December 8th. For now, we are seeing more greens than red. The heat map will update in a bit. I know it's crazy. For the first timers here on the channel and during the live stream, it is quite crazy to see someone use his mouth to make mouth sounds. I know. Although, apparently, let me check something. Ah, god damn it, I should have done this. So apparently there is a gong noise sound in StreamYard. Okay, that's worth. That is worth the this subscription. That is worthy subscription. So I'm ending the poll because some of you will start to cheat, and I'm also ending the poll because 69% of you say that we are going to end green, 18% flat, and 13% red. So we are very optimistic today. We're very optimistic today, and that's fine. We like to be optimistic. It's way better to be a Tom Lee in a markets full of Michael Burries. So if we go and look at where we're at right now, let's start with the fintech names. Am I Yuki or Max? Of course I'm Max. Full push, no risk. Should cultivate the market open moo instead of a bell. All right, let's see. Fintech names. Nu is back at $17. That's up almost 2%. Pagaya is up 1.4%. Webull is up 1.2%. Well, at least this one did rebound. This is either extremely cheap or this is really going to be like one that doesn't move at all. Like I've seen a lot of people use Webull just for what we're doing right now, actually, just screeners and watch lists. But their problem with Webull is that they don't monetize their users. They don't monetize their users, especially they're far from monetizing their users the way Robinhood does. Then we have Sezzle above the 50-day, closing in at $70. I know a lot of you do own it. Sezzle, for those that don't know, is a very small buy now, pay later company. Then we have Dave, up 1.7, Hood up 1.3, D-Local, still in the $13, which is crazy to me, up 1%. Adyen is basically flat, Affirm 0.2% up, SoFi is flat, and then we have Block. To me, as long as Jack Dorsey is CEO there, this is a no-go for moi. And then for the red boys, we have Klarna, that's down 2%, Shift4 down 0.7%, Visa down 0.4%, same for American Express, PayPal. Are we surprised? No, we're not. We're not. PayPal is green pre-market. It's usually red when we open, and then sometimes it does flip, but don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up for the almighty PayPal. They can always, and they always make sure that we are depressed. That's for sure. And then we have Mastercard that's down 0.3%. As for the neoclouds, we have CoreWeave that is giving us a green candle, still red, 3.7%. Nebius down 1.8, White Fiber 2.3, Iron is up 0.6, Hut 8 is up 1.3, Cypher is up 2.5. Did we see something for them? No, not really. Moving on to the chip stocks, we have Broadcom that's up 3.3, Micron up 3.5, TSM 1.5, ASML 2.2, so trying to get back to all-time highs. I mean, ASML was, for some reason, left for dead. Okay, I'm not even going to talk about the April thing, because in April everything was left for dead. It didn't make much sense. But even here, in August, this was a $600, $700 stock in August. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Lam Research up 2.5%. Intel is up 1.5%. I did see that Intel and Tata in India, they might have a strategic collaboration. CLAC 1.7%. Applied Material up 1.2%, 1.3%. AMD up 1.4%. Qualcomm is flat. Nvidia up 1.1%. And then Marvell is down 7% because of the benchmark note. Moving on to the big tech companies, we have Tesla down 2%. Netflix is now down almost, only also 2% because Paramount is trying to do the whole switcheroo here. They're trying to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery. We'll see what happens there. We'll have a look at the stock in a bit. Google is down 1%. Meta is basically flat. Same with Apple. Amazon, little bit of green here. This is still such a disrespected stock. It's crazy. And company. Then we have Microsoft. Didn't know Microsoft went. Okay. Microsoft is up almost 8%, and Oracle is up 1.65%. Of course, Oracle Wednesday after hours, huge earnings for them. Yeah, CoreWeave diluted $2 billion. Let's have a quick look at the Paramount Skydance move. We are up only 2.4%. Okay. What about Warner? They're up 7%. Interesting. But now, because the Netflix price is known, the Warner Brother price is $30, which is higher than where we're at right now. But I don't think that the market is convinced yet. If it was convinced, the stock would have been at $30. But I don't know. I don't see how that happens. Plus, then again, the breakup fee, is it worth it for Warner to do it? I don't know. UiPath is moving. It has been moving after the latest earnings. Yes, it is. It continues to move. So we had a huge move after the earnings, 25%. The day after 1%, and now it's up 4.3%. Good comments from management. A lot of, let's say, future potential growth. For now, as we've seen, retention rates are still dropping. It's still above 100%, which is fine, but it's still dropping. But I assume that if the turnaround is successful, it should be recovering. It was a cheap stock before. I said what I said. I thought this would be an acquisition target because it's been like this for quite a while. They were trying, and they're still trying to figure out how to position themselves in this whole AI race. But we'll see. Whoever bought it here in the low, was it $10, $11? Maybe you bought options. Wonderful move. I didn't, but congrats. Market expect Netflix to get rejected, and then no, it's Warner only gets the 5.8 billion if Netflix breaks the deal up. If it's the other way around, Netflix is getting $2 billion. Ah ouais, n'oublie pas Palantir dans ton big tech. Palantir is up. No, it's flat. But it's up. But it's flat. Rubrik. Let's go. Rubrik is still green, up another 2.31%. BMNR is up 3%, back here above $35. We even have Rocket Lab. That's back above $50 for now, which is just at the 100-day moving average. Mercado Libre is at $2,112, up 2%. What other stock? Zeta is okay. Zeta, you see, slowly but surely it got back above $90, 19, up 1.42%. Uber is up flat-ish, so still in the 90s here. Adobe is greenish. CRM is greenish. I have a strong accent when I speak French. Well, I speak French. Maybe that's why. I speak French. Okay, we have a switcheroo here. Fintech is taking a hit now. We've had way more green, so all of these names here were green before. Now they're all turning red. They're all turning red, which means maybe the heat map. The heat map is a good one. Well, not really good, but. So we have way more red on the heat map than green. Some of the big tech players here are green, which is the only, let's say, positive thing for now. But we do have a lot more red on the heat map. Our watch list is, I'd say 50-50. The French are not liked by 99% of the world. Well, luckily for me, I'm not French, so voila, problem solved. Problem solved. PaintPal, yeah, PaintPal is. Where are we? Ça va. It's not that bad. Not that bad. Last week with PayPal was just this red candle here was what killed us. This stupid UBS conference with the CFO. Like we were way better here when they reported, but we were making our way back up slowly but surely. Positive analyst conference would have pushed this stock even higher, but no. Let's forget the 90% of the positive things that have happened, and let's just focus on the 10% that is bad, which we've already heard during the earnings call, and we've heard right around here when Alex Chris spoke at the other analyst conference. It's like impressive stuff. What? Is this correct? SoFi acquisition link to buy. What is BVNK? BVNK crypto. Who said this? Saw it on Reddit. Do we trust Reddit as a reputable source? Not really. But let's see if we can find something. Root should be on my watch list. Maybe. Okay, we do. The plot thickens. Okay, so we do have here SoFi Insider on X. He does come out with a lot of stuff. So he tweeted out 5 hours ago this thing right here. I agree with your thesis. This was from a post from Anthony Noto. And it does mention here stablecoins own a layer 1 blockchain, which goes back to this layer 1, a new era in stablecoin infrastructure. So I guess everybody's trying to connect the dots right now. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I am accepting all of Amit's refugee here. I am accepting every day. You all get a couch card from me. You don't even need. Wait, your browser has lost connection to your screen share audio. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, with SoFi again, we've talked about the raise. I still think it's going to be for the business itself, to accelerate the business, maybe to retire or to some debt or change something to make sure that EPS is going to grow, which then counters the whole dilution drama. Because an acquisition, again, what could it be? Yes, it could be maybe a crypto stablecoin company, could be, but yeah, I don't know what else. But we will find out pretty soon, I'm sure. We'll find out pretty soon. Thought on CoreWeave today was same thoughts as before. Same thoughts as before. Now it's down 5.3%, but nothing really has changed for me. Backlog is huge. I do still think that Oracle's earnings are going to move these types of names, right? We want to hear a lot about Oracle's current business, not what Oracle will be able to do potentially, maybe, who knows, 5 years from now. Because yes, RPO, the backlog is huge, right? We're definitely going to get $500 billion in RPO. Remember, RPO does not mean that all of this is contracted, etc., etc. So we would like to hear what the business is doing now, what they're expected to do in fiscal 26. Because as you know, Oracle, a lot of debt, a lot of plans relying on OpenAI, and they don't really have the free cash flow to support all of it. So, and OpenAI definitely doesn't have it because, well, if you ask the question, Sam is not going to be happy. But we'll see. This is on Wednesday, and on Wednesday we also have the FOMC meeting. So Wednesday is a crucial day. It's a crucial day. Joseph Carlson recently bought a lot of Mastercard. Indeed, he did. Indeed, he did. I mean, Mastercard, Visa, Mastercard, to American Express also. Great companies, super profitable. Are they going to get disrupted? I don't think so. And so if there is, I don't know, was there a huge overreaction? Yeah, small pullback, I would say. Call it a small pullback. I mean, look, he likes to buy these big, stable, very profitable companies that are less likely to be disrupted anytime soon. Right, he also bought ASML a couple of months ago. So, yeah, I mean, who doesn't like, I guess, Mastercard or Visa and seeing their insane profitability? It's true that it might not be a 10-bagger, but fine. Who cares if it beats the market for the next 10 plus years? I think you'll be fine. I think you will be fine. I mean, stablecoins won't destroy Visa and Mastercard because Visa and Mastercard are investing in it, and they probably are working with them as well already today. So let's see. Oscar. What is Oscar doing today? It is flat to reddish. Flat to reddish. We did see a lot of things. Yes, chips are doing fine today as of now, unless you are Marvell. Big tech, you have Netflix that taken a hit because of that Paramount news for Netflix. We'll see how that evolves. If it gets accepted or not. Netflix will get, of course, that one-time breakup fee, which will boost, of course, the bottom line. Fine. But they are missing out on that huge, very, very lucrative IP that they wanted to buy. And it goes to, well, I would say what would become one of their biggest competitor out there, which is Paramount. So we'll see how that evolves. But of course, even if Paramount were to buy it, it would still have to go through the whole regulatory stuff, which will also take over a year. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I have no position in Netflix or Warner Bros. Discovery or Paramount. At least not at the moment. At least not at the momento. Okay, moving on. Moving on to the next thing. The neoclouds are fine for now. Let's see. What do we have for us today? We have another Micron price target. $275 from UBS, reiterating their buy rating on the company. comments here are still the same. Favorable setup for Micron into the print and leave our estimates unchanged. We do know that Micron is going to invest more. That was announced 2 weeks or so ago. Stock did drop on that announcement. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm still expecting them to report very, very good numbers. HBM is still going to grow very nicely. So all of these comments here, I'm not that surprised. Problem that Paramount, okay, who cares? Tsunami warning issued after Japan earthquake. So whoever is in Japan watching, stay vigilant, and maybe check the local news. And now we have JP Morgan pushing back on the Marvell lost Amazon Microsoft chatter that we've just talked about before from Benchmark. They say Marvell multi-generational AI XPU ASIC program at Microsoft and AWS are solidly intact. So again, it's the usual, like, one analyst thing comes out, they believe something, stock reacts negatively. I'm pretty sure that Marvell is still down. Yeah, Marvell is still down despite JP Morgan pushing back. So the market is always, we have negative news, we are going to react on that negative news. Suddenly some more positive news comes out to counter the negative news. The market is like, we still believe the negative news. The usual stuff. The usual stuff. Yeah, I mean, Japan has a lot of small earthquakes. I remember I was there 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago today, actually. And I was in the bathroom and I was like, whoa, my head is spinning. And I'm calling my friend. I'm like, yo, is your head also spinning? And he's like, no, but my bed is moving. I'm like, cool, interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of smaller earthquakes. That's also why a lot of the skyscrapers are built to counter earthquakes. There are very cool videos on YouTube that explain this whole phenomenon. Why is Google down? Some ask. You know, when I look at Google, I'm like, where down? It's been flat. It's been flat for 2 weeks. Yes, today it's down 1.1%, but then again, who cares, right? Who cares? It's 1.1%. It has more than doubled since April. It's up a tremendous amount, even since the end of August. Why is it down today 1.1%? Why not? Like, a stock doesn't need to be green each and every day. It's down it's down 1% today because there are more sellers than buyers. Poof. Incredible stuff. Thanks for taking in the homeless. You will always have a home here. You will always have a home here. And a couch, just not a casting couch, just a regular normal couch. Let's see what we have here. Some more reds? No, not really. United Health 1.7. Okay, I still think this is like if you're looking for a non-tech company for 2026 and onwards, this is probably it. Shift 4 again got rejected. I'm not a technical analysis genius, so forgive me. Okay, I'm just looking at some lines here. But clearly it got rejected again at the 50-day, and then we go back down. I am pretty sure that they are going to buy back shares. That's why they initiated their $1 billion share buyback program. It is very cheap. I am expecting this to be a multi-bagger for me in the future. Right now, I am still down. My average is $76 on Shift 4. So definitely not performing well as of today. Celsius. Back to 43, up 3% today. Is there any news? Not really, but we did hear some positive developments with regards to Alani Nu and the PepsiCo distribution, right? I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago. So it's back to, back in the mid 40s. We had a huge reaction here after the last earnings report. We had a small miss. Well, a big miss actually in percentage. But all in all, they're doing what they should be doing. I think their partnership with PepsiCo is only going to grow from here. So should be good. I don't own it, but I know some of you do. Why doesn't Shift4 reduce debt? They did, no? No, they last week they did raise 435 million euros or something like that. Well, they did increase the debt, but it's non-dilutive debt. So they can use that money to retire the dirty debt, I would say. Plus, look, they explained why they initiated their share buyback program. They believe they are undervalued compared to their peers. They believe their stock is taking a hit because other companies in the same industry have taken a hit and they think they're performing much better, so they're taking advantage of that. Plus, they also said that they're still on track for that adjusted free cash flow exit rate of $1 billion, I think by fiscal year 2027. And so as long as that stays true, I don't really have an issue because the debt that they hold only expires, I think the next one is 2030 or something like that. So they'll have time if they want to tackle that issue once free cash flow comes in over the next couple of years. The most important thing here is that this company does become more and more profitable and continues to grow organic, inorganic way. And then the debt issue will take care of itself. But to me, buying back a lot of shares when you are this undervalued and you know you're undervalued, to me, that's already very good. I cannot say the same for these dudes right here, which again, I remind them time and time again that they should accelerate their buybacks. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I honestly, I don't know. Just like announce, poof, accelerated buyback, just like Uber did, or buy yourself some shares. I know a lot of the managements are new, like 2 years old, so they do have a lot of shares anyways, options. But would change the sentiment, around. Rocket Lab is up 3.3. Did I miss something with Rocket Lab, or maybe they had some successful launches more recently? Any weird name we have to look at? Duolingo. Where is Duolingo? Am I blind? I am. On here. Okay. Duolingo back above $203. Is it finally bottoming? Seems like it. Although, again, with Duolingo right now, as you know, the big drop here was not because the business is doing bad. It's just because of a pivot in strategy for now, which is to increase the user base, increase retention, and less focus on monetization. Of course, Wall Street doesn't like it, but if they're successful with one, they'll be successful with monetization because monetization has been working up until now, right? The percent of paid subscribers has been increasing over the past couple of years. Again, I get it. I know some people think AI will destroy this business. You don't really learn a language on Duolingo, etc., etc. I know all of the bear cases. Fine. But the data just counters every other argument out there. Okay. Is it a SpaceX IPO? Yeah. Again, Elon said I think Elon went against the article. I don't think Starlink will IPO anytime soon. So, but maybe it's the valuation. Let's see. BMNR is still green, still up 3% today. Still up 3% right now. So I assume. Yeah, I assumed correctly. 2.2% for ETH. Please look at, what is it? Lunar machines? No. What is this? Not lunar machines. Intuitive machines. Lunar machines. Making up names nowadays. Okay. This and might be related to Rocket Lab. Let's see if we can find some news. Don't think I've seen anything just yet, but we'll see. So we have no news for that one. I assume maybe it's the SpaceX sentiment that drives the whole thing, the whole space industry. Or it's for Rocket Lab specifically, it's maybe the pictures that have been circling about Neutron going or being on its way to the United States. Could be that. No need to have cell phone service on the moon. Well, I guess it depends. I guess it depends. The 10-year is up. I assume it is up. What is it? 4.1? 4.17, yeah. 4.17. Yeah, but this whole switcheroo thing here, Netflix, Paramount, that's going to be an interesting story to follow. Very interesting story to follow. Netflix is down 3%. It's not such a big deal. Starlink would be more popular by now. It is very popular. It is it's already a huge business for them. Huge business. Yeah, that's the thing, right? With the markets, like Netflix goes down because they want to buy the other company, and now Netflix goes down because they're not allowed to buy, or they might not be buying the other company. Ooh, that's a good question for everyone, actually. You can add Apple TV on that as well if you want. Good question for everyone. How would we rank this? I mean, YouTube is very different. I mean, it's mainly user-generated content. But yeah, if I had to choose, of course, I'd put YouTube. I'd put YouTube number one because that's where we're at right now. Then, And what do I use the most? I use Netflix more than the others. I watch a lot. Well, the Paramount shows are good, so I'd say maybe that. Just after Netflix. Then Disney for the sake of nostalgia, and then Amazon Prime. Although I would definitely put HBO shows there in the middle, and Apple TV as well. But yeah, Amazon Prime, the thing with Amazon Prime is just like you pay for your Amazon Prime for free shipping and things like that, and you literally get a streaming service for free, which is the crazy part. Yes, Landman is very good. Very good. Will there be more big players or less big players in the streaming market? You mean eventually? Eventually, I think you will stay with this list right here that we have. I think eventually it will, yeah. Disney, Netflix, Amazon Prime, okay, YouTube, Paramount with or without Warner, Netflix with or without Warner, and then Apple TV. I think it's good enough, no? What am I expecting from Adobe? Well, we know that it's going to be a quarter that's going to probably exceed expectations as per usual, because they reiterated their guidance during the Adobe Max event. I was there physically. So I'm not, it's just going to be again about whether or not the market believes that this is a company that will still grow 10% top and bottom line for the foreseeable future. And it is very cheap. It is a very profitable company. It's very cheap. And they are also buying back quite a lot of shares because, well, they're generating billions of dollars in free cash flow. So the whole topic will probably be about maybe Adobe Firefly Foundry, AI credits monetization, the whole third-party models, right, with Gemini and ChatGPT and all of that, the integration, and how has that been received. I mean, I have 2 interviews on the channel, one with the VP of Investor Relations of Adobe, and another one with specifically someone that just focused on the global AI business, more specifically Firefly Foundry. So I don't own any shares, but I am, just like with Salesforce, I still think this is going to be a good report. Peacock to watch the Premier League. Yeah. Peacock to watch? No. Paramount to watch Micah Richards. And more specifically, Thierry Henry, you get Micah Richards there for free. And of course, Kate Abdo for the football fans, of course. But yeah, I assume in the United States, I guess Peacock is the one. Man, I've checked for tickets because, Belgium is playing Iran at the World Cup, and that game is going to be played at the SoFi Stadium during the World Cup next year. The prices of the tickets for the World Cup, I don't know who's going to attend the World Cup. Probably the people that do own private jets and boats. Crazy prices. $500, $600, I think for... what did he say? Colombia versus Portugal in Miami. Over $2,000. Argentina over $1,200. Who pays these prices? It's crazy. Belgium for now is like $400, $500. Insane. And it's official. IBM is going to acquire Confluent. Just got the message from my from my friend, so it's not really insider information because it's now public. No, those are not VIP tickets. Those are not VIP. Why would I be looking at VIP tickets? Not yet, at least. Two-thirds of tickets aren't sold yet. There are random selections starting. Are you sure? Because I applied twice for pre-sale, the Visa pre-sale. Obviously didn't get any tickets. So I assume it's only those tickets, which are not VIP. But yeah, if you're telling me that there is like a general sale December, like actually the next couple of days, then maybe the prices will go down. But yeah, for now, non-VIP tickets are super expensive. Super, super expensive. The times, like, I mean, for those of us in Europe, I mean, on the other side of the world, I guess there will be, okay, we have way more red now than green. We will have some use my Nebius gains. I mean, I'll use my Nebius gains for a private jet maybe in the future. Just kidding. Won't be enough. And I do think it's just a waste. But yeah, some of the games will be played like European time, I think 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something like that. Some others, evening, late evening. I guess if it's a really good game, I'll stay up until 2 a.m. or so. But yeah. It's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be an interesting one. There are going to be potentially great games, I think, starting quarterfinals. There is maybe a potential Portugal-Argentina game, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. If it happens, it's going to be the most expensive game ever and the most watched, probably, in history. I made my prediction. I think semifinals we're going to get Portugal, Spain, England, and France. That's my prediction. So only European countries in the semifinals, if it's possible. Because I didn't really check if maybe they'll meet before. But if they don't meet before, I think that's what's going to happen. First 32 games are boring. Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger World Cup. So yeah, there are more countries with, I'd say, yeah, the quality of the football is probably not great. But hey, for these countries like Curacao, it's nice for them to have a World Cup, I guess. Will I stay up to watch France? Well, it depends who they're playing against. But if it's like France against whatever, I don't know, then no. Nope. Norway. Who is Norway playing with? I think with, are they with England? Let's actually have a look. I think it's Norway, England, Senegal, no, or something like that. Let's see. We have Senegal, no, with France. So Norway, Senegal, France, and another team. England has England, Croatia as the first game for them. That's a crazy one. And then Ghana, Panama. Okay. Because, yeah, I mean, other than that, the groups are quite boring. I agree with whoever said that. The groups are quite boring. If I pull it up, and I will flex something. If I pull it up next to my friend, Super Max Verstappen, Egypt will win against Belgium. You think you're doing something to me? We are really not that good anymore since since Eden Hazard left us. We're really not that good. But anyways, who do I think can be a dark horse? Ooh, good question. I mean, Norway definitely have a good team, especially attacking wise. Scotland, where are they? They're here. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, you do have McTominay, Maxos. This is it's probably Mexico, South Korea. I don't remember where Italy fits in, if they do qualify, because Italy is like a very, very boring team. Morocco, dark horse again. Yeah, but can you call them a dark horse? Yeah, you can call them a dark horse again. I agree. You can. But yeah, who else? I don't know. Germany is also not an easy group. Like Germany against Ivory Coast and Ecuador is not an easy group. Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia. Netherlands should top that group. So here I think Group A, I think Mexico tops it. Group B, probably Switzerland. Again, I don't know who the UEFA playoff A and D are going to be, but okay. Group C, I mean, logically speaking, you would say Brazil, but there's something that doesn't, I don't know, doesn't flow. It doesn't flow. Italy will be in Group B if they qualify. Okay. I still think Switzerland will be top of that group. Group C, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It can be Brazil or Morocco. I don't know. Group D is like the worst group of them all. It's like USA, Paraguay, Australia, and whoever is C here. I don't know. Who plays for Paraguay? Any famous players from Paraguay? Can't remember. Then Group E, it can be Germany, it can definitely be Ecuador. Although Ivory Coast, they used to have like Didier Drogba, Yaya Touré, but today it's not really the same, but still. No, Forlan is Uruguay. Miguel Almiron. Enciso, really? I thought Enciso was Argentinian. I'm pretty sure he is Argentinian. Let's see. No, he's from Paraguay. You're correct. You are correct. No, it's Facundo Buonanotte. That's Argentinian. Okay, never mind. Moving on to Group F, we have the Netherlands. I think they'll top the group. And then I would say Japan number 2. I think Japan can pull it off. Then Group G, I mean, I have to say Belgium, but it really depends on whether or not Lukaku and De Bruyne are fit, because I am definitely not trusting us to do anything if those two players aren't available. And if it's not us, then it's probably Egypt, if we're being fair. If it's not us, it's Egypt. Group H is Spain. I think easily they beat all of these teams. Uruguay is strong, but Spain is still Spain. Very, very good team. Mbappe asking here a question about Shift 4. I'm not worried at all because he's not CEO of the company anymore. Hasn't been for a couple of months now, but he's still the largest shareholder, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that. Trossard is a player from Belgium, indeed, but he's not him, as they say, these young kids these days. Group I, probably France, number 1, then Norway 2, Senegal 3, although it will be very close between Norway and Senegal. I don't know who the playoff dudes are going to be, but yeah. Group J is, yeah, definitely going to be Argentina, and then between Algeria and Austria, I guess. Yeah, I think Austria pulls it. I think so. But then again, yeah, I'd say Argentina, Austria, 1-2. K is, of course, Portugal, with myself, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano, Vitinha, João Neves, Pedro Neto. Crazy team, Portugal. And then Colombia number 2. And then Group L is, I think, going to finish like this, just like we're seeing right here. England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. I think that's it. I think that's my prediction. Yes, I am Belgian and a comedian. Sometimes a clown, depending on the comments of the videos. I'm not sleeping on Norway. I set Norway potentially second of the group. Could they beat France? Unlikely. All right. Moving back to, I guess, to the stock market. Moving back to the stock market, the heat map does not look great anymore, unfortunately. Well, it never really looked great. We have definitely more red than greens. So we'll go one final lap, shall we? What is Norway without Haaland? They still have Ødegaard. And they still have... What's his name? Is Sorloth Norwegian? Is he? I think he is, no? Yes, he is Norwegian. Even better. Højlund. No. Højlund is Danish. He cooked Juve yesterday. Well, cooked is maybe not cooked, but he did score 2 goals. Yes, he is. Let's see. Norway national football team. Neo clouds are all red at the moment. We started off better, but... Okay, so Haaland, Sorloth, Antonio Nusa played at Club Brugge. Oscar Bob from City, I like him. Sander Berger, yeah, also played in Belgium. Julian Ryerson, I think he played for Dortmund, or maybe still plays for him. So a decent team. Decent team. All right, let's finish this off by going over the stocks. We talk movies, sports, stocks, you name it. Okay, CoreWeave down 6.8, White Fiber 1.6, Hut 1.4, Cypher 1.3, 0.7 for Nebius, and Iron almost down 2%. They were green before. Payments, fintechs, only dLocal is up over 1%, Hood closing in on 1%, Cesar is still up, New Holdings is flat, Webull flat, down, Adyen same thing, Block, I mean, they're all 0.4, 0.1, 0.2% down. PayPal is down 0.6%. Visa 0.7%. Pagaya almost 8%. Affirm almost 8%. Same for American Express, SoFi. Shift4 down close to 2. Dave is down 2.6. And Klarna 3.6. As for the chips, we have Marvell that's now almost down 10%. Intel 2.3. Qualcomm flat to red, I would say. Applied Materials, let's do the greens now. Micron 2.4, same with ASML, same with Broadcom. Lam is up 2.2. Slow Horses, also a good show. I got there just because I said Lam. Clack 1.7%, TSM 1.6, Applied Materials 0.77, and AMD and Nvidia up 0.3 to 0.6%. Netflix is now down 4.3%. Tesla down 2.5%. Google 1.2%. Meta almost 8%. Apple 0.3%. Amazon 0.3%. Microsoft is up 1%. And Oracle is up 0.8%. Okay, Netflix is now taking a bigger hit. So what's going on with the counterpart? They are... Okay, Paramount is now up 4%. Paramount is now up 4%, and okay, Warner Bros. Is up 6%. They were up a little bit more than that, but okay. The VIX. What is the VIX doing? What is this? 17, 18 still? 16.6, up 8% today though. Okay. I mean, what the crash in the VIX over the last 2 weeks has been it's been quite something. The spike and then the crash. But today we have a VIX at up 8.3% now. Okay. Interesting. We have what is this? Tomorrow, jobs opening. Tomorrow, then on Wednesday FOMC, and then on Thursday we do have a PPI report on Thursday. Okay. All right. With that, I think we should be ending. I do appreciate all of you refugees and regular couch potatoes. I appreciate you joining me this fine Monday morning. Hopefully I do see you all again, maybe tomorrow. But if I do see you again, I hope it's because you like it here and not because Amit is still sick. Hopefully he's not. I will send him a little message after the stream is over. And yeah, we shall see each other in the next one. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.